again, and welcome to Joy News Interactive. Welcome back. I'm here for Maranturi, and you can send your messages to social media, and we'll reach for the rest of the world to hear. Now, if you're on Facebook, you can send us a message on facebook.com/joynewsontv, and if you're active on Twitter, our handle is twitter.com/joynewsontv, and then you can send us an email also, joynewsim@multitvworld. If you have your WhatsApps ready, our WhatsApp number is 054-010-909, 054-010-9009. So let's get interactive. You can send your messages in, and we'll duly read them for the rest of the world to hear. Now, on Saturday, Ghana lost another of its illustrious sons, Paul Victor Obeng, who, until his death on Saturday, was the chairman of the National Development Council and a senior presidential advisor to President Mahama. It's not exactly clear what caused his death, but reports suggest that it might have been as a result of an asthma attack. President Mahama on Sunday visited the family of the late P.V. Obeng, and my colleague Etanam Say was there.
It was a solemn atmosphere at the Tema residence of late Paul Victor Obeng, a senior presidential advisor at the presidency. Family, friends, sympathizers and party faithfuls had gathered to mourn with the bereaved family. President John Dramani Mahama and his wife, Medina Mahama, with his entourage, were not left out. The President, in a rather pensive mood, described late Paul Victor Obeng as a brother.
On behalf of the government and people of Ghana, I wish to extend our sincerest condolences to the widow, the children, and family of our late beloved senior presidential advisor, Mr. P.V. Obeng. We all called him PV for short. And this loss is not only the loss of the family, but it's the loss of the government, it's the loss of the NDC party, it's the loss of the entire people of Ghana. PV spanned such knowledge and experience that I cannot stand here to describe what we have lost. Yesterday, I got a phone call from the regional minister who said that he had gotten information that PV had collapsed and was being rushed to the hospital, and so he was rushing there to find out what had happened. And so I asked him to go quickly, and then I called the chief of staff and asked him to alert 37 hospital to get us an ambulance to stand by and find out where he is and go and pick him quickly to the emergency at 37. And so I was going to a funeral of one of our members who had also lost his daughter in an accident. And it is only when I arrived at the funeral, finished greeting and I sat, that I got the news that none of us wanted to hear, that PV had passed away. It's difficult for all of us. I knew him personally. He was not just my advisor, but he was also a friend and a brother. And we had been together at the National Economic Forum. He was one of the moving spirits behind the forum. Very busy, very active in the forum. Nobody expected that after such a successful forum, we would hear this kind of bad news. A lot of time when things like this happen, you are tempted to ask God why. But I guess he knows best.
He later signed the Book of Condolence, where he paid his condolences to the bereaved family. It will be recalled that at the just ended 3-day economic forum at Sinchi, Mr. P.V. Obeng was part of the participants who played a key role during the discussions. President Mahama, in his closing address at the forum last Thursday, acknowledged his contributions. P.V. Obeng was a mechanical engineer, politician and chairman of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology Council. He was appointed by President John Evans Atta Mills of blessed memory as chairman of the National Development Planning Commission. Mr. Obeng was the chief consultant and chairman of OB Associates, a public and private sector consulting firm, and chairman of Ghana Agro and Food Company. He was reported dead Saturday morning as suffering from an asthma attack. He died at age 67.
Well, P.V. Obeng's death comes after several other deaths recorded in the first 2 quarters of 2014 alone. Well, we hit the streets to find out from you what you know about the late P.V. Obeng, or how well you knew him. Now, before that, the Flagstaff House today held a ceremony in his honor, and P.V. Obeng had his office there at the Flagstaff House. So the staff at the presidency held a memorial service for their late colleague. This was led by the parish priest of the Christ the King Catholic Church, Reverend Father Campbell. Let's hear that, and then we'll later come back to your views.
P.V. was my friend for many years. I know P.V. very well. And when I was asked to come this morning, I just sat down and just wrote a few notes on my relationship with P.V., how I knew him. I was his parish priest for many years in Tema. And I always saw him as a very, very modest and a very, very humble man. Very modest, humble. He didn't like titles. He didn't like titles. He liked to be called P.V. Even the children in Tema would call him P.V. Uncle P.V., Uncle P.V., and he loved it. He didn't like those titles. He was very approachable. Anybody could go to the house and see him. You just go to his house and he was there. And you just tell the security, I want to see Uncle P.V., and they would let you in. Very approachable. Great family man. He loved his wife Rose and his children. He was very, very fond of them and beautiful. Good family man, going to church together with his wife. He was very compassionate and warm.
It's very sad and it's very difficult. All I know about P.V. is how approachable he was. Some of us are young enough to have watched him from afar when he was always full of energy, full of activity, full of some level of brightness. He would engage you.
Anytime he's going to his office, he has to walk by my office. I can say with authority that several times he would just open my office door to say hi and to check in and find out how I'm doing. And anytime that you always had a question or two, or sometimes if you fell down or you had some assignment that you needed some guidance on, you just call on Uncle P.V. I mean, I remember on several occasions I've even sent him text messages, for example, and he will respond.
Meanwhile, the 2012 MPP flag bearer Nana Akufo-Addo has also paid tribute to the late NDPC chairman?
Not as well as I should have, but I knew him well. We were always on very friendly terms. We didn't share the same political allegiances, but it didn't prevent us from having a good relationship. And I'm, like many people in the country, we're really very, very, very shocked about the sudden manner in which he's passed away. He's a man who's given a lot of his life to serving our nation and has made a very important contribution to the peace and welfare of our country. So it's proper that I think people from all parts of the political divide should use this occasion to come together to mourn the passing of a Ghanaian patriot. And that is why I came here today, and to express my condolence to his family and widow. You do your best. You do your best. And you do your best according to your conscience as to how you think best the country can move. I believe that is the lesson that he has left all of us. We do our best. We don't shirk from problems, and whatever contribution you can make to Ghana going forward, do it. Thank you very much.
Well, as Maranturi will say, this is your interactive show. So we'll take a break, and when we return, we'll hear the views on the streets on how well you know PV. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back to the interactive segment, and on our Facebook wall we asked a simple question that barely 24 hours after PV Obeng's death, a picture of his lifeless body appeared on social media. So we're asking, was it right to put this picture out? And then also we're asking critically that what would you remember PV for? And lots of your comments have come in. I would like to read some of them for our viewers to those. Okay, so we have Marshal Ajay who says, very unfortunate, and Seth Afo PSA Timonde, you say very bad and must be condemned. I first saw it on the former MPP Member of Parliament Facebook, Asokwa Facebook wall, and I was astonished to the bone. And then Lawrence Osei says that it wasn't right to take the picture in the first place. Those doing that should be ashamed. And Bright Oscar Kelly, you say that it wasn't right and was a good. He was a good and a disciplined man to the NDC. May his soul rest in peace. Abdullah Abdul Razak, you say that I was sad about the death of Mr. PV Obeng, and therefore it's high time for our leaders in the country to live. I want to believe that you are saying to leave a good legacy in order to be remembered for their hard work. May God have mercy on us. Live or leave. Well, kudos. Timite says the fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. And Nyamiche Isaac, you say he served Ghana well. May he rest in the bosom of the Almighty God. And Enyo Yelekwan Samuel, you say that who even gave them the right to do so? I reckon that you're talking about that photograph. And Zakaria Mumuni says that it's God's time. Let's pray for Mother Ghana and stop posting pictures of the dead people, which will bring us nothing. May his soul rest in peace, Julius Gais Ehoma. That's what you say. So let's now go back to some of our video blogs where we ask a simple question that the PV's death comes after several others recorded in the first 2 quarters. We hit the streets to find out what you know about the late PV Obeng, or how well you knew him.
When I heard about this news, about his death, I was very, very shocked. I like him, personally, I like him.
I feel something for him, because he's a man of boldness in everything. How he talks, how he's doing the work in this country. I remember, as I said, from PNDC time, one of the boldest man that helped former President Lawrence, and everybody, or even President Lawrence, have a confidence with that man. And he used to say, sometimes he used to say that P.V. Obeng, that one man P.V. Obeng have knowledge, sensible, boldness and everything than about 20 people of MPP people. Yeah. So, you know, when the man coming to air, he don't speak or say a word to insult anybody. He just give a word that is encourage you, that you understand what we say. Yeah, he have a rappings, as I know him. He have a rappings. Yeah, when he speak, you will take the this thing. When you speak, you will like it and you will take it and you follow him.
Him as one NDC member, and also it was a board chairman for Asante Kotoko. So when we heard the news, we all got sad.
Well, he's got wrappings really, and following his death on Saturday, though a picture of the late NDPC chairman has surfaced on social media. The picture, which shows him covered in white cloth, started making the rounds on WhatsApp and finally made its way to Facebook site, Facebook, and has been published in the Daily Guide newspaper. But the National Media Commission has, in a statement, condemned the publication of the photo. The statement, signed by the chairman of the National Media Commission, Ambassador Cabral Blay Amehia, reminded the media about Article 7, Subsection 2 of the NMC's print media guidelines on grief, which states, in cases involving bereavement, personal grief or shock, the press must show compassion. The publication must be handled sensitively at such times. It said the publication was not only in bad taste, but violates the right to dignity of the late Mr. Obeng and causes unnecessary distress to the bereaved family. The NMC wishes to state that there is no public interest justification for the publication of the picture, which contravenes Article 12 of the Ghana Journalists Association's Code of Ethics. It further violates Article 16, which states that in cases of personal grief distress, journalists should exercise tact and diplomacy in seeking information and publishing. So some of you have also been reacting to the picture making the rounds on social media. Let's hear.
Concerning what we heard today, they said when the one paper, Daily Graphic also said when they were taking the body to the mortuary, seems they snapped and it was published on the newspaper today. So it's not fair. It's not fair. I
really feel bad and very sad, because if this thing, the posters or they are posting his pictures around, I don't know, the family will really feel bad and very sad as well. Because if this goes on and on, I don't know, because it's very painful.
You see, that thing is not good at all, because the person is a prominent person and then he's a popular figure. So he needs to be respected, even though he's dead, you know. You cannot respect a person when he's alive, and when he's dead, he just uses images anyhow. It's not good. That thing has to be stopped. And then we need to give respect to all the, the top officials in the country.
Now let's hear a lot more of your comments on Facebook, social media. Prosper Silencer Atichogbe says that it's absolutely nonsense for someone to put the picture of P.V. Obeng's body wrapped and put it on social media, and for the Daily Guide to put it in their paper. In fact, it is reckless, and we must all condemn this act and those behind it. And Isubonting Ata, you say that I think it's absolutely wrong for any person or group of individuals to put out on social media the mortal remains of P.V. Obeng. Very unfortunate. Yes, we heard you. Abdul Kudu says that was too bad by displaying that. Rest in peace. And Bernard Dennis, he's a man of integrity who entered politics not to be somebody but to do something. And Nuapo, God knows, Billy, you also say that he was a good patriot, and he reminds me of Atamils, Barredu and Komla Dumo. May their souls rest in perfect peace. And Jonathan Arthur, your view is that it's a bad practice and those doing that must stop. And Anamala Umar Karbo says that if I was a family member of PV, I will sue the hospital to fish out the person who did that barbaric act. And Newton Jaffet says, as Africans, we have do's and don'ts, and speaking ill about the dead is unacceptable, even to the extent of publishing the body of the dead, not laying in state, but in a morgue, is wrong and must be condemned. Indeed, we condemn that absolutely. I'm against that photograph, and it doesn't speak well of our media. And Majid Awudu from Gusheru, indeed, that action must be condemned, for God's sake. Don't we respect our leaders anymore? However, why do we always mention the names of taxi drivers in public whenever they commit a crime, but fail to mention their names when they do something good? Our attitudes must change. I reckon that you're speaking about the taxi driver we're told helped in conveying P.V. Obeng to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Isaac Opoku says that a great tree has fallen, may his soul rest in peace. And Charity Sicho says it's very sad how some people always want to make mockery of everything. Michael Kofitata, we have lost a great man indeed. John Evans Bedu, may his soul rest in peace. That's what you're saying. And Mohammed Nansia, may his soul rest in peace, perfect peace. His lifeless body was not supposed to be kept on a social media network. We really are abusing this social network, and we must stop. And Donko Kwabna Randy says, can't say much about him, but may his soul rest in peace. Thank you for your views. And Fongo Abdul says it was very bad to put that picture on social media. The human rights activists have to investigate this. C.A. Michael, you say, one of the few noble men in NDC, may his soul rest in peace. A lesson to all politicians to live a life that will be praised after their demise. Well, I don't want to be praised after my demise. I want to have done something to benefit the people I serve. I guess that's what everyone would love to live for. And Prince Livin Bazumdunia says, rest in peace. Chris Rockefeller, you're also saying that I can't say much about him, but I know he was a good and selfless man. Well, that is something you have said. And Lava Laroy Lacoy says, why did you have to put suspense in your update as if after 24 hours somebody died again? You people, see how my heart caught. Okay, sorry about that, but we just wanted to throw light on the unfortunate issue. And Osajifo Yao Dramina, you say that perfect peace to the numerous souls which die every day, unrecorded and unappreciated. I don't know why you're saying this, but thanks for your comment. I'm Ice C says that that's technology for you. We encourage the use of technological gadgets. And Imoro Mohammed, you are also saying it wasn't that right. It wasn't the right thing to do. Ahmed Mubarak Nuhu, I could see a selfless, intelligent man when talking, and a passionate Ghanaian. And my final message, Christian Salvo, says that this world is something. I was very shocked when I received this tragic news from Kaba on Twitter. His Excellency P.V. Obeng was one of Ghana's finest. In fact, he had served the country very well. Okay, so that's how we wrap on the interactive segment, and we thank you that you sent your comments and we read them. Thanks for staying with me. I don't know if I did a pretty good job, but my interior would have done a fantastic job. She's not feeling too well. She'll be right back tomorrow to join you with the interactive segment. My name is Stephen Enti, and thanks for staying with us. Up next will be Joy News exclusive, and then Israel I will be with you at 8 o'clock for the news. Thank you.